What is up, guys? Welcome to the Deviant Gentlemen Podcast. My name is Shane Vitko, along my co-host for the day, Mr. Lee Beaumont.
Hello, how you doing, guys?
Tommy is
A lazy fuck.
yeah, well, yeah, he is Tommy overslept, so he is not here for this episode. So I got my friend Lee, who is from
Watford, North London.
Watford, North London. So
No one knows where that is.
yeah, nobody cares either. But so my girlfriend is from. So you guys break it up like north and south, apparently. So
Yeah.
I don't really know where that fucking line's drawn, but I do have learned these accents of where people are London and all that, and that's the south. And then she's kind of the Liverpool area, and their accent is a little more like, "What the fuck did you just say?"
Can't understand most of it. Anything past
Come forward a little. Yeah. There you go.
anything past Birmingham is confusing.
All right, and I don't even know where that is, but
Don't go there.
yeah.
So I'm actually technically not from London. I say London because when I come here, people are confused.
Right.
So I just say, yeah, it's London.
Right.
And they just go, okay, cool, no problem.
Yeah, I do the same thing
It's
with Boston, where it's like
whatever.
people are like, "Where you from?" and I just say Boston because nobody knows what the fuck Reading is.
Way easier.
Right. So with that being said, we talked yesterday, and you were talking about how shitty American tea is. So my girl said to give you some
fuck.
PG tips.
Yes.
So we got a whole bag of PG tips for you, my friend. Enjoy your fucking stupid British tea. I told you I just got a T-shirt that said, "I like my coffee black and my tea in the harbor."
This is good. Tell her thank you.
Yeah, I will.
Thanks.
So you've been in the States for how long?
2.5 years now.
Oh, 2.5.
Yeah.
All right.
But I've been coming here since I was 16.
For what?
First was a school trip. Then I went to Syracuse for a music festival. Met a bunch of friends that were from Atlanta. Stayed in touch with them. They ended up moving out here, and then I just sort of like followed the crowd, and I've been coming here for 15, 16 years now.
So just for like fucking around purposes, right?
Yeah. I'd come
So
here for 3 weeks at a time.
so what made you finally decide I want to move to the States?
Well, actually, when I went to Canada via London, because I was just like, it's a Commonwealth country. I can stay there for a few months. I don't need to be in London. I'd lost my job because the restaurant couldn't afford to keep me on. And I was like, if I go to Canada, I can stay there for 6 months. I can dick around, decide what I want to do. I've got a bunch of savings. We'll go from there. When I was out in Canada, I was like, this is miserable. It's freezing. It's freezing cold. Got to go. Flew down here, met a girl, got married, and now I'm still here.
No shit, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's the end of that conversation.
yeah. So yeah, we ain't here to get too personal with you. A little bit. We're gonna dig a little bit, but so as someone from Boston, right? You know, I grew up with a lot of history on Paul Revere and the Redcoats and British rule and the colonials and all the stuff. Are you taught in history or whatnot that like do you get taught to hate the States anywhere in particular or
No, not really. They don't really ever touch on it.
that's what, dude, my girl had no fucking clue about Paul Revere, what a redcoat was, nothing.
I couldn't even tell you anything I learned in history. I can't tell you one thing.
How were you in school? Were you a fucked off kid?
Shaved head, skateboard, first person to ever get a tattoo, first person to ever have braces. Just like
Braces is in the face or the boots?
the face.
Okay. Okay.
Just sat in the back of every single class with my mini disc player in my blazer pocket and my headphone in my ear.
And you grew up pretty much in the hardcore scene out there, right?
Yes.
So did you get a chance to experience the hardcore scene, like East Coast hardcore scene, West Coast hardcore scene when you were like, you know, in the 90s when it was coming up, or what's your take on the hardcore scene in London, UK as it is in the States?
It's a lot bigger here, I feel. It's a lot more underground in London. Like the venues that they play will be like 200 to 300. When you come here, it's like huge venues. So the reason I first came here was for Hellfest in 2004 in Syracuse. And that was...
Who headlined that? Hellfest.
God.
I feel like Ozzy or fucking Slipknot headline there.
No, it was nobody big.
Right.
No big
So
bands.
it was real
like
hardcore.
Unearth, Bleeding Through,
Right.
Throwdown,
Okay.
18 Visions.
Yeah,
it was
Jesus,
like
18 Visions, huh?
It was like outdoors, in like an old aircraft shelter.
Right. Those are the best ones. Are there ever fucking concerts that are better than those ones?
It was amazing. It was like dusty. Everyone was covered in dust and blood.
And what do you think, like, because the hardcore scene is very, like, a lot of love, no matter what. Whether I was in New York, Boston, I haven't really fucked with it too much on the West Coast, but no matter where I went, even though there's, like, the little cliques and the gangs and whatever the fuck, it's still pretty much always, like, a lot of unity there. So I'm assuming it's the same thing in the UK, but now is it the same thing UK? Like if someone from the States goes to the hardcore scene, or if someone from the UK comes to the States, is there still that mutual hardcore respect?
I mean, I've seen a couple of scraps, but I don't think it's anything to do with territory.
Right.
It's just, it's what happens at shows.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody
Just
being
a little
disrespectful. We always welcomed American bands because it was like, it's a low budget scene. If you could get a huge band to come over and you saw, I don't know, Throwdown play for 150 people, you're like, fuck, this is the best thing ever.
Right.
So it was like, we were really happy to have that. But I feel like now it's just sort of,
And I'm going to assume you are a fucking avid soccer fan.
Yes, I'm a Manchester United fan.
Yeah, it's such a different dynamic because, like, soccer, I mean, I've told people before that, like, I loved playing soccer as a kid, but I also didn't love being called a homosexual or a pussy. So it was frowned upon in my part of town if you didn't play hockey or box or do something cool like that. So I was like, well, soccer's cool. Also, what's not cool is getting called homosexual all the time. So I guess I don't play soccer anymore. But
well, I never got picked. I was good, but nobody ever wanted to pick me because they were like, oh, he's just a skateboarder. Fuck this guy. Who cares?
And it's called football, correct?
Yes.
So if you said soccer over there, someone would think you're a fucking jerk off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I call my parents, like I FaceTime my parents, and they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm just like watching soccer. They're like, it's football.
Right.
You're not an American.
Yeah.
Fucking
Stop letting these American cunts get on
My
you.
brother will text me and he's like, if you have come back and you say any word and it sounds remotely like you've picked up a tiny little bit of their lingo, I'll fucking beat you up.
Right. How many times a day do people, when you talk to them, immediately go into their awful British accent? How many times a day? At least 5, right? I mean, I have to hold myself back from doing it to you because I do it to my girl all day long. And I like to think that mine's getting a little bit better because I hear it so often. But I think it's fucking hard, dude. It's like a drug to hear you guys talk and not try to emulate.
It's all the time. I need to come up with a nice, polite way without just looking down and being like,
Right.
I'm cringing inside.
Right.
Please
Can you
shut
fucking-
the fuck up. Every time they're like, they try and mimic like one word, and I'm like, that's not how I sound.
Yeah.
Please fucking stop. So if we can come up with a solution.
Right. Please let us know. And your main, and you're also a chef, correct?
Yes.
All right. And when did you get into culinary? Did you get licensed, go to school for that kind of shit?
So
Just started fucking playing around with the.
Yeah. So a girl I used to date said I didn't have enough patience to have a job that required skill and dedication. And I was doing interior design before that, and I was doing that for 7.5 years. And she was in law school, and she was just always with the papers. And I was like, do you have any free time to like spend with me? Because if not, I'm just going to go off and do my own thing. And she was like, you don't know what it's like. Fuck you. You don't know what it's like to have dedication to something. And I was like, all right, what do you think I should do? She was like, you wouldn't be able to work in a restaurant. You'd never be able to cut it. They work their asses off. I went, okay, cool. Called my friend Tom, and I was like, I need a job. And he was like, all right, I know of a restaurant opening. I can train you quickly, but you've got to master it yourself. So I went and bought the most expensive knife I could find, practiced at home, cooked the 3 dishes for the guy that owned the restaurant, and took the job.
Fucking A.
3.5 years.
And the rest is history.
Yep.
So my question, because I'm always on my girl's ass about how bland the goddamn she doesn't know, she wouldn't know a fucking spice if it fucking moved in next door to her. And I'm like, I feel bad. Like you guys, I feel like your chocolate and treats are fucking disgusting. And I feel like you guys have never had any type of something that resembles flavor.
Wait,
so,
what has she fed you so far?
I mean, she's a great cook, but it's just under flavored, So I just go like, look, let's just do the chicken and rice thing because I expect that to be fucking bland. But when you make spaghetti sauce and fucking meatballs and it still tastes the same as eating chicken and rice that's plain, everything she makes, sadly, I dump sriracha all over it to give it a little kick.
What about snacks, treats?
So
Like
that's
a
the other.
fucking treat
So
like a dog.
yeah. So she likes those fucking crunchy and all this, the British shit there. The
You had a picnic.
there's one that's the fucking like it's like two caramel twists going up together. That one I can fuck with. But the fucking Cadbury shit chocolate you guys eat, or you know what else is kind of cool is that big bin you have with all the different colored things in them. There's a few in there that fucking hit.
The Quality Street.
Yeah, Quality
Or
Street.
Roses.
Yeah.
Or both.
But yeah, dude, I just it's almost like contradicting that you are a chef in America but grew up. Do you think the food's shit over there? Is it better here, or is it greasier and dirtier here?
There's a good combination here. But you got to search out the right spots. If you go to London, you can find some amazing food.
I feel like London is just you drink tea and have fucking fish and chips. That's it. Which is fish and French fries, but
nothing wrong with fish and chips.
Chips are fucking Pringles.
Our food is very beige and grey, and you could put a plate
Kinda
of food
like the
down,
weather.
It's like, fuck, what is that? It's just all the same colour.
Now, did you get 4 seasons, or is it like Boston where it's 8 months is shit, maybe 4 is the sun's out?
As far as I'm aware, I haven't spoken to my parents for like a few days. As far as I'm aware, right now it's really hot. They're going through a heat wave, but next week is going to be torrential rain and thunderstorms.
Yeah.
So
every time we FaceTime with her mother, it's fucking just looks like gloomy suicide weather.
yeah,
That's it.
Well, I went for Christmas, and it was sleep in your hoodie, and
That's the best weather.
and
though.
long pants, and like pull the blankets all up. And
Yeah,
it's
that's pushing it. But when it's
minus-
that cold,
minus
it's-
4.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't miss that shit. So what's your take on the Queen?
Royal family's a scam.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't fucking like them. Don't like any of them.
Do you think they're tied into this fucking the Epstein and the island and the sex with kids stuff?
It's possible. It is possible. I also think, well, no, I don't think. I have this like weird dream where I was like, the Queen's been assassinated, and this is just a body double because the royal family brings in so much money. And how many times do you see her? What, once a year?
Yeah, and I mean,
Twice a year?
Your whole life, my girl's whole life, everyone, all you've known is the Queen.
Yep.
Whereas we go through presidents. You've had a Queen since I've been alive for the past 40.
And
how old is this broad? 107?
She's what, 94? 96?
So if it came down to the Queen or Donald Trump, who do you pick?
I'm trumping.
Trump? Okay.
I'm trumping. I don't like the royal family. They don't do anything. They're there for tourism. People flock. Oh, I need to go and see the Queen's house. Cool, she's not in there. She's doing other stuff.
I feel like all she's doing is always picking out those awful fucking librarian outfits. She looks like the lady that works at the library that constantly tells you need to be quiet. And you're like, I get it, lady. I fucking get it. Screw.
She'll pop up on Christmas Day and she'll do like a 3-minute speech and then you don't see her again.
I don't even know that I've heard her talk.
Don't. That's it. Don't. It's so boring.
So,
don't like. I mean, I kind of fuck with Harry because he's just like the rebel.
Yeah, that's the youngest. That's the one that lives here that just left with the chick.
Yeah, that's
right?
the redhead. Yeah, he moved here.
Harry, and then what's the other one? William. Which one's the one
William's the one that's going bald that is married to
Kate?
Kate.
Yeah, fuck him.
Don't care.
Right,
Boring.
right. The other one's kind of.
The redhead is like.
Yeah, it might blow.
I might have some fun.
Yeah, might blow a guy. Might do some fucking cocaine.
Well,
on a Friday.
do you remember when he dressed up as fucking Hitler?
No.
He dressed up as Hitler and went to a fancy dress party. It was like all on the front pages of the newspaper, and they were like, "Yo, you can't do that." He was like, "Why?"
Nana hit him up after that and
it's
said,
a costume.
"What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure him and whatever broad that he's with, they just left.
Meghan Markle.
Yeah, Meghan Markle.
Don't like her either.
They just left.
She's a fucking.
Is she British or she's American?
She's American.
She's American.
She's a bitch.
What do you think about how different British women as opposed to women specifically in LA?
British women will actually go to work. American women will just suck dick for sports cars. So.
Put their ass.
Well, no, okay. That's not fair generalization. Some of them will. American women have nice teeth. British women sadly don't.
Yeah, I feel like Anyone British, you can tell right away. It looks like they've been fucking chewing on rocks.
Mine are not bad.
Yeah, you get a good set of fucking. Oh, that's because you got the braces when you had a fucking good family, could afford that shit.
16.
16.
I had that little headgear.
The full thing,
like
the
a fucking
sleeping.
like night spider.
Just fucking drooling all over yourself.
Oh, it was rough.
So the real reason that I wanted to get you in was you. I think it's different when people from America have their point of view or what's going on in politics or whatever it is, but someone from the UK, where we're kind of in a state of emergency right now, I feel like, where the last time this happened was when we were at war with the UK.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where we're at, but on, a civil war side, I guess, with the Red Party and the Blue Party. So you are quite controversial when it comes to social media. I feel like
apparently so.
You get blocked a lot. You get yelled at and reported.
Yeah, you've been reported. Facebook got taken down last week for 6 days. Twitter account's gone because it said that the Queen. This was my tweet. No one cares. The Queen is a cunt. Account is gone forever.
That's
it. No more.
And then what was the latest Facebook ban?
I think I liked or posted something on one of Tommy's posts. And somebody didn't like that and took offense to it.
Which one do you remember?
No, I don't. I could dig it out and figure it out.
Is COVID real?
COVID is real. Is COVID as bad as they say it is? Is it fuck? You can just go to a restaurant and just play the fucking game. Stand up, watch the basketball or the baseball. Oh, you got to put your mask on. Okay, no problem. So if I sit down and eat my fries, I'm good. yeah, no problem. That's fine. Oh, can I get a beer? You got to order food with that. Oh, or what? You might die. It's just somebody's got to have questions. You can't just go through this and not have a question. Like, you can walk to the toilet and you got to put your mask on, right? But while you're pissing, you can just like drape it around your chin. Then you have to put it back on, walk back through the restaurant. You can sit down at a table and watch all the sports you want. Nobody cares.
Right.
Second you stand up, mask on.
Yeah, stop infecting us.
What's the fuck? What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I get it, man. Do you know anyone back home who's got it?
No, not one person.
And how are they with this lockdown shit? Are they as bananas as us?
I feel we're just built different. We just don't care.
Yeah.
You're not going to tell a British person what to do.
Well, I mean,
my brother's just gone about his life. He's like, fuck it, who cares, whatever.
But I mean, it's kind of like that in the South. Granted, some places like Florida are getting a little more stern and shit like that. But there's a lot of places where, I have a friend.
Florida's just fucking.
Yeah, it's its own
something
it's
else.
Its own fucking world. But there are certain states, and that's what baffles me, is that there's certain states that still do whatever they want, and then there's states like California, or Portland, or wherever some of these places where it's like, this is mandatory. You have to close this down, open this. That can be open, but not this. You can go to Walmart, but you can't go to the fucking gym.
This is the thing that was pissing me off the other day. So they were like, why is it not safe to mail in the voting? Okay. Oh, yeah, you can mail in your tax returns. Yeah, that's America taking money from us. Of course, that's going to be fucking safe. Oh, yeah, it's a driving license. You can get that. Yeah, that's not going to affect the outcome of the fucking country. Of course, all those things are safe. Oh, you can get $1,200. Yeah, because we need that to live. That's
right.
Just, that they take that from wherever they take it, and then they're going to tax us more and end up getting it back.
Which they
so mail-in voting is definitely going to be safe. It's not the same thing. It's completely fucking different.
Yeah.
So.
And with that, the unemployment shit, they just dropped off. So people just went from making so much money that was kind of substantial to fucking good luck, figure it out, And then they got all these bills. Are we going to pass that? Are we going to push this? It's back and forth. But so what if they said today you have to get vaccinated in order to get groceries?
I'm good. I'll figure it out. I've got so much stuff in the cupboards.
Yeah, cupboards, and I'm going to learn how to grow beets.
Like, you can't... I don't know.
It's
a
madness,
fucking
dude.
weird one.
I mean, I just seen another thing about, with vaccinations and these trials of, it's fucking the little tattoo thing on the skin, and it's not visible to the eye, but a scanner can tell. And it's like, instead of the justification is that instead of carrying the paper, which could get lost, just do this, and then that way when you come through, we'll just fucking buzz it. Like, hey, dude, is this Terminator 6?
Yeah, there's so many like theories out there. Just like, if you have it and you know it works, cool. If people want it, go get it.
Yeah, and I think that should be the thing. That's what this, with all of it. Like, dude, I was in 7-Eleven the other day, right? And I go in this place every fucking day. And, like, I walk up to the door. I put the fucking mask on when I come in. Sometimes I forget. Or when I get to the counter, I undrape an ear, and I'm, like, doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And this fucking broad's like, you have to put your mask on. And I'm like, is it a law or is it a mandate? And she's like, it's for your health. I'm like, right, my health. It's my health.
Yeah, if you want to die,
nobody's
fuck it.
near me, I'm not breathing or coughing on anyone. If I'm in my own little area right now, or even if I want to allow someone to come near me with their mask off, who really gives a fuck that I live or die besides my friends or family? Is any state representative like,
oh, please, we need
make
you.
sure Shane Vitko from Deviant Gentlemen is safe? Like, that's our main priority today. Nobody gives a fuck. So why is it so important to you that my health is fucking taken care of?
One loophole is you don't have to wear a mask if you need to use the ATM.
Yeah.
What? Because I didn't have one, and I was like, I need to get some money, and he was like, oh, no, it's fine. I was like, okay. As long as you're not buying any produce, so that as long as you're not touching anything else, but you can just go sneeze and cough all over the ATM.
Touch the number pad all you
Take your
want.
money, go buy your booze, and go home. Well, I don't even know where fucking... I don't even know what planet I'm on anymore.
What wormhole on social media do you find yourself falling into the most right now? Because it's so easy, right? Like, I'll get on one thing and, I'm on fucking Q mail drops and I'm 6 fucking episodes, I'm 6 videos in, and then it takes me over to Liz Conklin or whatever, and then I'm over here, and then I'm back to the Democrat something.
Jumping, like you watch somebody's stories, and then you click on that see post, and then you see post, and you see, I'm like, fuck, we were pedos a minute ago. Now we're fucking this, that, and I'm like, oh, I can't keep up. There's too many.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, and this is what's fucking crazy about the phones either hearing what you're saying or paying attention to what you're clicking on, because I'm liking shit like I'm real heavy into tactical stuff and these guys that are ex-special forces and weapons and radios and all this shit, and now everything that comes through my feed is either some kind of bulletproof vest, some super duper backpack, some fucking night vision flashlight fucking car.
We're probably going to need it.
And I'm just like, so I get into these wormholes where I get on one guy's page and I'm watching his tactical maneuvers, to this other guy, to another one that's got a 9, a fucking rifle, a bazooka, and all this shit, and how he can use all of them in 10 seconds, jump in a vehicle, make it a fucking plane. So I find myself, I start with a fucking backpack, and I'm like, this is a cool bag to just like keep some shit in. Next thing you know, I'm looking at fucking, how do I get a mortar for my fucking house?
Do you follow Tim Kennedy?
I don't.
He's Green Beret, ex-Special Forces. He was in the UFC for a little while. He's just like, I'm the American guy.
Yeah.
He posts some good stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
he's like, fuck this shit. He's like, just learn how to protect yourself, protect your family. Let everyone else worry about themselves. That's it. Fuck it.
And that's like, I'll listen to these guys that it's like, I follow Brad Leah, who I think is fucking an intelligent human being. So like, I feel like I'm smart enough to gauge whether or not someone's a fucking chucklehead or not. Like, are there a few of them that I hear and go like, dude, you've completely lost your shit. Like, I'm not that far sold to carry a Q shield or whatever the fuck with me because 5G is giving me cancer and stuff. Maybe it is. I don't know. But that seems bananas to me.
So that whole thing I find a bit ridiculous. Like, that David Icke, some of the stuff he says is valid until he starts saying that the world is run by lizards. And I'm like, you fucking lost me now. Everything you said, you've just completely...
But that's
gone.
And that's what I'm saying about these guys that are like, if there's a guy that's ex-spec ops, or there's a guy that's a military or a law enforcement officer, or has a wife and kids, and these are guys that are people. They're people, and they've seen some things in life, and based on that, they've formed an opinion on things. Those are the guys I want to listen to. The guy like, this for Sean Whalen from
Sean
Lions
Whalen's
Not
fucking
Cheap.
great.
You know what I mean? And it's like, it's that don't give a fuck attitude, but in a humble way of like, hey man, I'm me and I'm living my life and I'm not here to make anyone's life harder.
Yeah, it's
but
not
if
like-
you fuck with me, I promise you it's the wrong choice.
It's bad idea.
And
but he's not going out being like, don't believe in this and I'm going to fucking sneeze on everyone.
Right.
He's just like, I'm in my car, smoking cigars.
Yeah.
I'm looking after my wife, my kids, my business.
Right.
Leave me alone.
Right.
Don't come up to me in 7-Eleven or don't come up to me in the gas station and be like, oh, fuck you, do this, put this thing on. That's a bad idea. And don't start grabbing people.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
touch anyone else.
Yeah.
I saw was it a dude or a chick? She got dumped on her head in Walmart by the security guard.
What, he fucking tossed her on the ground?
No, so she went to walk in. Security guard was like, oh, you can't come in. You need a face covering. I think it was a chick. Security guard just grabbed her, wasted her, tipped her upside down, bang, straight on the head. I'm like, bad move, dude. You're getting so sued.
Yeah, and I feel, because that's the thing, like, I remember as a kid, you'd go into Blockbuster and steal 3 movies and take off because they weren't allowed to give chase.
No, yeah.
And the ones that did was like, dude, there's 3 of us, and if you chase us down where we're going, not only are we getting away with the 3 movies, but we're going to throw you a beating too. Like,
Yeah, of course.
Don't be a fucking superhero.
Plus, who cares?
Yeah, you're making $9 an hour. Let me leave with the never-ending story and fuck off.
It's like when you go through McDonald's, the guy's like, you can only get 1 dip. I'm like, give me 20. It's not your money.
Right.
Fuck it. Who cares?
Yeah, give me 3, will you? Did you make them by
Come
hand?
on. It's bullshit.
I love it.
It is complete bullshit.
So you
Let's briefly touch on one other thing.
Sure.
The no money thing.
Oh yeah, everything
you
going
can't-
digital.
So
Well, everyone's freaking out and turn cash into gold and all.
yeah,
this
what's
shit.
this buy gold thing? Everyone's just spend all your money buy. I took all my money out my bank,
Yeah,
and I was like, it's not going in Wells
Yeah.
Fargo. It's mine.
I mean, I'll keep the paper notes for now. I mean, I'm not going anywhere to go hoard gold bars. I don't even know that I could afford bars to be. Let's not get crazy. you know?
flakes.
Yeah, couple pieces of eight.
But I went to 7-Eleven, and the guy was like, you need to pay on your card. And I was like, but I only have cash. And he was like, but you need to pay on your card. And I was like, but I'm offering you money. And he was like, I'm not going to take it. And I was like, okay, well, I tried. I'm taking the drink. Bye. Are we just allowed to steal shit now? What's like if I'm offering you money and you're refusing, so you're basically telling me take it. It's free. I don't. Where do we go from here? What do we just start stealing stuff? My friends do it in Australia.
Yeah, dude, Australia is another fucking.
I don't know what's
discussion,
going on
so.
there. It's a bit.
It seems. I mean, and you know, you would think that it seems so crazy that it can't be true, but I've talked to people that know people in Melbourne that said it's legit. Like, you can't go outside, you can't do this. The cops, the army, you got to stay inside. But what about these explosions? What about everything that's going on across the world? With
I know,
like 7 explosions, and then there's underground tunnels involved. in
That
them.
spell Lucifer.
And then, but that's bananas.
That's
but,
just the
But what's
coincidence, I
not
hope.
is these two sides of, are they blowing shit up to get rid of evidence about sex trafficking, or is Trump administration keeping us at home and safe and with all this madness so that they can blow this shit up and get all these people arrested and everything so that we don't get hurt or harmed in the process of them doing that, right? Like,
I've never
there's
even thought
always
about it that
there's
way.
always these different sides to this shit, and like I'm willing to hear them both because at this point nothing's crazy to me. It's literally I want to watch Terminator 1 through whatever the fuck.
Do 1, 2, skip 3.
Yeah.
Watch the end of Salvation.
Yeah, because dude, it's like, you know, I really start thinking in my head of like, it's gonna get, if it has the potential to get so bananas that, you know, but humans still will figure it out, I think. But that's why it's like I know a lot of people that are like, I'm leaving California, I got to get out of California.
Yeah,
I'm
my
going
friend
here, I'm
just
going
moved to
there,
Atlanta.
and I've considered it. But I feel like no matter where I go, no matter what happens. I can't just out of fear up and bounce and leave
But
California.
there's stupidity everywhere. Wherever you go, there's going to be something stupid.
But I that's fucking Tommy calling me.
Get it.
So yeah, dude, it's madness, and I think everybody's kind of in this, like, you know, and it's not even mainstream media because I don't even watch the news, but I'm just thinking out of what I see with Newsom out here, what I see with
Oh, fuck
the
that
thing.
guy.
Yeah,
I did
I
when I
mean-
moved here. I liked him. I was like, he seems like such a stable, calm, normal. Now it's just like, fuck you. You're just making shit up as you go along. Oh, your vineyard can stay open, but everything else has to close. Like, he's right up near a couple of restaurants that I know people who know the owners, and they were like, but we had to close. Why can he still stay open? Oh, because he was doing alcohol sales outdoors. Okay.
But that's just another thing of it doesn't matter black or white or any shit like that. It's that social divide aside. It's people that are in a place of power that was like, that's why when you give someone a place of power, be it a CO, a cop, a government official, and these are people that either were bullied or fucking dad hit them, mom didn't love, something happened, and now I'm at this place where I get to do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, he's taking like fucking somebody's giving him a home.
Yeah, and it's
$2.7 million home.
This guy has a license to do whatever he wants, he feels like. And I feel like, how does nobody, like back in the day, that shit did not fly. There's muskets and swords, and we're showing up, and if not, we're going to fucking shoot a cannonball at your house.
Why does nobody ask questions anymore? It's like,
I think we're too afraid.
I feel like I get, people are like, you shouldn't say that. That's so dumb. And I'm like, well, but surely you have to ask a question. People go, unfriend. And they say, but I love healthy debate. It's cool for you to have a different view, unfriend. Yeah. Well, okay, yeah, must be real cool because you just want to get rid of me. The second I'm like, whoa, hold on a second. That doesn't seem like a legitimate reason for you to do something. Oh, bye. Okay.
So are you a citizen here? Can you vote?
No.
Okay.
So I have a green card, lasts for 3 years. After 3 years, you petition to get a 10-year. Then you have to take a citizen's test, which is super fucking hard, and it's all about American history.
Yeah, and you got to know the national anthem. Do you know it?
No. I know you have to stand up. Oh, you have to kneel down now.
Commie.
Fucking...
Dude, Jesus Christ. No, you don't. You got to cover your hat.
You got to cover your heart, take your hat off.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Well, if you have a hat, you take it off. Unless you're in military uniform, because then you're going to fucking salute.
Yeah. I'll learn it one day. I got
all right.
11 years.
We had some shit to talk about, but you were late. Tommy fucking was late. And fuck you guys. You know what I'm saying? So here's episode 10 with special guest Lee Beaumont. What's your socials? Where can they find you if they want to know more about your fuckery?
At Lee Beaumont on Instagram. And that is it.
Sick.
I've been removed from everything else.
Yeah. And you can find me at Shane Vitko. Tommy is at Tommy Vext. We're also at Deviant Gentlemen on Instagram, Deviant Gentlemen on Facebook, and you can find us on YouTube and all listening platforms, Deviant Gentlemen Podcast. You have to type it all out because we may or may not be shadow banned. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you next time.